be an ornament of bracelet to the head and chains about the neck. My son, if sinners entice thee, consent thou not. If they say, come with us, let us lay wait for blood. Let us work privily for the innocent without cause. Let us swallow them up alive as the grave and whole as those that go down into the pit. We shall find all precious substance. We shall fill our houses with spoil. Cast in thy lot among us. Let us all have one purse. My son, walk not thou in the way with them. Refrain thy foot from their path. For their feet run to evil and make haste to shed blood. Surely in vain the net is spread in the sight of any bird. And they lay wait for their own blood. They work privily for their own lives. So are the ways of everyone that is greedy of gain, which taketh away the life of their owners thereof. Wisdom crieth without, she uttereth her voice in the streets. She crieth in the chief place of concourse, in the openings of the gates. In the city she uttereth her words, saying, how long, ye simple ones, how will ye love simplicity? And the scorners delight in the scorning, and fools hate knowledge. Turn you at my reproof. Behold, I will pour out my spirit upon you. I will make known my words unto you, because I have called and ye refused. I have stretched out my hand, and no man regarded. But ye have set at naught all my counsel, and would none of my reproof. I also will laugh at your calamity. I will mock when your fear cometh. When your fear cometh as desolation, and your destruction cometh as a whirlwind, when the distress and anguish cometh upon you. Then shall they call upon me, but I will not answer. They shall seek me early, but they shall not find me. For they hated knowledge, and did not choose their fear of the Lord. They would none of my counsel, they despised all my reproof. Therefore shall they eat of the fruit of their own way, and be filled with their own devices. For the turning away of the simple shall slay them, and the prosperity of fools shall destroy them. But whosoever hearketh unto me shall dwell safely, and shall be quiet from fear of evil.
That's just one proverb, and look at what it carries. It carries wisdom for the day. It carries, if you do this, this will happen. That's the main ingredient to understanding what you know. If you play with fire, you will get burnt. Amen?
Amen.
We see how traps and snares of the enemy can be overcome even in our daily decisions. I talk to a lot of Christians that want to fight the devil, and yeah, I know the fight's the Lord's, but you get upset with him enough to want to punch him in the face, and I get that. But the best way to do that is by keeping your decisions divine and holy and pure before the Lord. That'll give him the biggest headache he could ever have. Amen? There's wisdom for every day, so what I propose is on the 10th, read Proverbs chapter 10. On the 20th, Proverbs chapter 20. On the 7th, Proverbs chapter 7. You'll find plenty of wisdom throughout all those to keep you free from the enemy, as long as you are willing to conform to the wisdom of God. For me, I don't want to just know God. I want to understand him. Knowing him and knowing what he's done is one thing, but to take it one step further and enter that realm of understanding him, becoming more than just God and creation, becoming family, knowing him intimately, knowing him so much that you know what he's going to say before he says it, like we do with our good friends and we know each other well. It happens. We finish each other's thoughts and stuff like that. That's an intimate knowing of each other. And that's what I desire with my God. And he is ready, able, and available for those kind of relationships today. Amen? Solomon had a heart-to-heart with God when he sacrificed for the opening of the temple that he had built for God. And they connected heartfully. That means they had a connection on the heart level. It's like an agreement of the hearts. They understood each other. Who has 1 Kings chapter 3?
I do. You want the whole chapter?
Yes, please.
Okay. Bear with me. Bear with me. Let's see. Chapter 3. And Solomon made affinity with Pharaoh, king of Egypt, and took Pharaoh's daughter and brought her into the city of David until he had made an end of building his own house and the house of the Lord and the wall of Jerusalem round about. Only the people sanctified in high places, because there was no house built onto the name of the Lord until those days. And Solomon loved the Lord, walking in the statutes of David his father. Only he sanctified in burnt incense in the high places. And the king went to Gideon to sacrifice there, for that was the great high place. 1,000 burnt offerings did Solomon offer up on that altar. And Gideon, the Lord appeared to Solomon in a dream by night. And God said, ask what I shall give thee. And Solomon said, thou hast showed unto thy servant David my father great mercy, according as he walked before thee in truth, and in righteousness and uprightness of heart with thee. And thou hast kept for him this great kingdom, or kindness, that thou hast given him a son to sit on his throne, as it is this day. And how, O Lord my God, thou hast made thy servant king instead of David my father, and I am but a little child. I know not how to go out or come in. And thy servant is in the midst of thy people, which thou hast chosen, a great people that cannot be numbered nor counted for multitudes. Give therefore thy servant an understanding heart to judge thy people, that I may discern between good and bad. For who is able to judge this thy so great a people? And the speech pleased the Lord, that Solomon had asked his thing. And God said unto him, 'Cause thou hast asked this thing, and has not asked for thyself long life, neither has asked riches for thyself, nor has asked for life of thine enemies, but has asked for thyself understanding to discern judgments. Behold, I have done according to thy word. Lo, I have given thee a wise and understanding heart, so that thee was none like thee before thee, neither after thee any arise like unto thee. And I have also given thee that which thou hast not asked, both riches and honor, so that there shall not be any among the kings like unto thee all thy days. And if thou wilt walk in my commandments, as thy father David did walk, then I will lengthen thy days. And Solomon awoke and beheld it was a dream, and he came to Jerusalem and stood before the ark of the covenant of the Lord, and of burnt offerings, and offered peace offerings, and made a feast to all his servants. Then came there two women that were harlots unto the king, and stood before him. And the one woman said, O my Lord, I and this woman dwell in one house, and I was delivered of a child with her in a house. And it came to pass that the third day after that I was delivered, that this woman was delivered also, and we were together. There was no stranger with us in the house, save we two in the house. Forgive me. Lost my place here.
19.
Thank you. And she arose in the midnight, and my son from behind me, while thine handsman slept, and laid in it her bosom, and laid her dead child in my bosom. And when I rose in the morning to give my child suck before it was dead, but when I had considered it in the morning, behold, it was not my child, or my son, which I did bear. And the other woman said, Nay, but the living is my son, and the dead is thy son. And this said, No, but the dead is thy son, and the living is my son. Thus